Good morning, gang. How are you? It's Mob Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. Good morning. I'm here wrangling bolo, drinking coffee. I have to get a report done for tomorrow at work. I've got something else to do today. Hey, buenos dias, Edgar Reyes, mi amigo. Well, Spanish speaking for you folks. We'll go from there. Bob Kaler. Good morning. Yeah, so Bolo woke me up about a half hour ago. I took him for a walk, tried to get back to bed, and I said, "Heck with that. Let me muy bien, Edgar. ¿Y tú?" Um, see, Edgar is who I work my Spanish on. It's my Spanish skills are not as regularly used. Went to a Mexican restaurant a few weeks ago and had a cheat meal, and yeah, it's Bolo. Bueno, bueno, Edgar. So it's yeah. So this week's been really busy. I get my second jab on Tuesday, second Moderna vaccine, and it's the good folks with the Quapaw Nation, a Native American tribe. They invited me to have the first one, which is great. I'm not a tribal member. I don't work for the tribe. I don't do anything like that. But they were kind enough to invite me, which is terrific. So I go out for the second Moderna on Tuesday. Pretty excited about that. And I have the return to real life. I started to go to the gym on April 1st. And today I'll go. I had a really big workout last 2 days. Today I'm going to go and do the treadmill, and then after that, uh, after that, that's it. Tomorrow's a rest day. I've got to ship fish out anyway. So, good morning, everybody who's coming in. Nice having you here. In a moment here, as soon as Bolo's done eating, I will get some more coffee. So how y'all doing? Is that my I've got to get stuff done with the fish today. Did some stuff yesterday. I need to do more today. I swear to you, on the weekends I've been busier than the weekdays. And I'm pretty busy on the weekdays. Do you know what? He is he was born, yeah, Mas Cafe Americano. Americano. Um he was born in Mexico. So yes, when he could hear, when there was a hearing ability, you could give him commands in Spanish and he would follow them. It's and German because the former sister-in-law was trilingual and she gave commands to her dogs in German, and she's the one who bought this for the ex-wife and thus eventually me. And so, yeah, so Bolo speaks, could when he could hear, would understand Spanish and German. So there you go. Trilingual dog. My goodness. Let's see what else is going on. I don't know. It's just I am so pumped up for my table sale that comes up at a month from Thursday, May 15th. It's all good. I have, let's see, three trios of no, three pair. I sold three pair of swordtail guppies to some nice lady in New York, and these go out on Monday. Be my rest day from the gym. I'm back on my eating regime. So yesterday I had, I'll give you my exciting eating habits. Not that you asked for them, since technically we're supposed to be talking fish. But so yesterday morning I had 2 eggs, vegan sausage, a piece of toast with actual margarine. For lunch, I had a handful of cashews and my smoothie thing, which is with greens. Yesterday I used blueberries. Yeah, good times. Allie Shawn. She was named Luger after the gun or after the wrestler. Yeah, so so Bolo is busy eating right now. So I need to get speaking of this. At the gun. Okay, good. My he's eating a ton. He's a happy little camper. Bolo has lost a bunch of his teeth, and so he technically only eats if I aid him in that effort. Mainly, it's because I think he thinks he can command me. So there you go. Yeah. So fish wise, I've got to get these fish out tomorrow, and then get more junk done around the house. Circa 1973. There you go. All right, let me put Bolo down, and then I gotta hold on a second. I gotta get more coffee. More coffee. I'll be right back. All right. Oh, so I was talking about what I ate yesterday. I had, yeah, my smoothie with greens, so Greek yogurt, blueberries, and there. Oh, rain woke you up. We had rain a couple of days ago. You're probably getting what we got. Came down pretty good. Yesterday, the high didn't get above 60. Today, it's going to be 75. And I will tell you, this time of year is the crazy time to ship fish because I have to look at the weather real carefully because I don't know if I have to put a heat pack or not in. Got rain today in Chicago. Excellent. It's we got a bunch of rain on Friday. I mean, a bunch. And it was like 75, 76 degrees. Then thunderstorms came in. We had some severe thunderstorm warnings, stuff like that. And then yesterday was cooler. Today gets warmed up a little bit again, so that's good. So it's what do you guys have planned today? I'm gonna go. Let's see. I'm gonna hit my house of worship. I'm gonna hit the gym. I have to do this report for work tomorrow. I have another thing that I have to complete today, plus fish stuff. So it's technically I'm gonna be running around all day long. Yesterday I did a lot of junk, but after about 2 yesterday, I basically Bolo was like following me around everywhere yesterday, and he wanted to sleep on me. So that sort of killed it. Yeah, doing water changes, got to get those done. That's a never-ending process. I've also been on duckweed eradication. I have done a pretty good job of eradicating duckweed in some of my aquariums. I have some aquariums that still have a lot. So I've been on a duckweed eradication run here. And so, yeah, so that's good. Jay's Better Room, good morning. You know what? Fish room is good. I've got to set up my new fish room and get that done. Petroman, 1185 Jersey. It's grocery shopping and laundry. Did the laundry on Friday and yesterday, so I'm good there. I probably could do some grocery shopping. Sharing my Python water changer because it was not working good. Probably buy another one. I'll tell you why I do not use a Python, and I'm not criticizing anyone who does, so don't take it that way. But this is for me. This is and I know it probably means more work for me, but that's okay. It's a little activity. It's not a bad deal. You can tell I just woke up. The hair is just all over the place. Is that, my deal is that I do not want to put any water in my aquariums that's not been pre-treated. It's to go out and eliminate. I just go through, pull out a bunch of water. In fact, I filled up one of my reservoirs on Friday. 45 gallons of treated water has been treated now for the last, it's going right now. It's about 36 hours, so I can use that. It's at room temperature, perfect, and yeah, so it's all good. All good in the hood. Your water changes last night. Betta Fry are happy. Excellent. I bet you will have a lot of bettas this fall. You see, you are Jay's Better Room. You are giving me all sorts of temptations. One of the temptations for me is to do bettas. My fear is that my home would be filled with nothing but jars with bettas in it, and all I'd be doing is changing water. So I've kept away from doing the bettas mainly because I love them, and you guys that have them, it's a temptation for me. It's like the temptation to do discus. I haven't gone discus. I love them. Go from there. Because for my 45 gallons, it's a lot of buckets, and my arms hurt after using buckets. Yeah, I'll tell you. At least for me, I don't mind the arms hurting about it. I have a 55. I have a 65. Those are my big tanks. Otherwise, everything's tens. And for my Amicas, I have 29-gallon tanks. There you go. You use a RIO 2100 pump with braided tubing to change your water. Let water sit in buckets for several days, and add Hikari Ultimate. There you go. I do the same, Peter. I put RODI water in a 55 brute garbage can and add my minerals to sit a day and let my tanks heat and aerate the water. I don't go as far as heating and aerating the water. I know a lot of people who do. Um, I'll give my reason why I don't do that. I do not use RO water because guppies need harder water anyway, so it's not like I have to have. So my water is actually really, really good. It has pH in the mid sevens. It's general hardness is pretty good. It's actually pretty good for guppies. So is that the reason I don't aerate and heat the water is, and I've said this before, so if you've heard this before, I apologize, is that I prefer to try and replicate nature as much as possible. And whenever there's rain, there's a change in water temperature. And so my deal is, and I've not seen any adverse effects from it, but it's I know a lot of guppy guys do the heating and the aerating of their water and the whole bit. Makes sense. I saw a guy who's one of the real big guppy breeders. And he heats, aerates his water, and he does auto water changes of about 10 to 20% twice a day, which is a little bit more than I do. You have lots of gallon jugs around the room. I plan on giving bettas away to members of the fish fam. Nice. Used to aerate, but it made the basement even more humid. Dehumidifier ran 24/7. Now, Alishan AS, you have a lot more experience than most of us. Did you find a benefit to aerating the water and heating it? And there may be. I may be totally wrong on this. I just, at least on my line of thinking, is it's good to try to give as much of a nature type thing as possible. Do you guys have a temperature gun? I have one of those. If you don't own one, best $15 I ever spent. Best $15. It's a good use of $15. You have to do it for your discus and guppies. The guppies get higher minerals. And it says GH at 300 ppms for the guppies and discus at 100 ppms. Yeah, there you go. Good for you. And again, it's just yeah, if I was going to go discus, I would have an RO unit for their water in about 30 seconds. But, we were having this talk on live stream about a week or so ago because our buddy Renee, who is a guppy breeder, she lives in California, her pH is insanely high. And yeah, and go from there. So here, if you guys have, I'll tell you what to do with the water gun or with the temperature gun. Is that yeah, generally, Alishan, my waters, they get, my buckets are changed out every week or so. And it's sealed. So I have the top on sealed, sealed. It's not airtight, but it's good. So the temperature gun, here's an experiment that you can go and run. If you have a pond near where you live, before it rains, take the temperature gun out there and shoot on the water. And then after it rains, go back and shoot again. And the water temperature will be different. Obviously, the bigger amount of water, the less the temperature changes. But you'll see what's going on there. Bolo's now, by the way, going from there. Keep bucket sealed. No worries about polluted water. Have no sealed buckets, both 14-gallon and 7-gallon. Change half the tanks weekly. There you go. So Bolo's here. He's sort of snoring. Life is good. So this morning, when we're done, I got to finish my work for tomorrow. I do the report the day before. Each day they want to report on things around the old, for the office. And so I technically could arrive at the office and bang it out then. I always find that's not good because, as we all know, when we get to the office, anything could be happening. So all of a sudden, you can be called to do certain things. So my point of view is I just go and do that. And Petroman keeps a lid on top. Excellent. Yep. So I would just rather do it. And it's about an hour. Is there a better use of my time? Could I spend more time with the fish? Yes. But the dog's with me. And he loves it when I do these reports because it's a unique opportunity for him to sit on my lap and go from there. Yeah, so he woke me up at just after 4. I tried to go back to bed. I couldn't do it. I'm in the central time zone, so I've been awake for a little over an hour. So I took him for his walk, and then I started my brine shrimp culture for tomorrow, and then climbed back into bed, and I realized, yeah, I'm not going to be there. So I just got up, made a cup of Joe, made a pot of Joe, and figured I'd talk to you. I started using RO for partial water changes. One tank trying to breed wild Ivanicara, a 4-inch cichlid, South American cichlid. Excellent. Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. Yeah, again, it just depends on what you have. Again, if I had discus, I'd be doing RO water in about 30 seconds. My water's kind of hard here, and it would go from there. The morning walk was fine. His morning walk is usually the quick one. It's the mid-morning one because I go to work really early. So the mid-morning walk is around 9 to 10, 9 to 10:30, 9:30 to 10:30 is usually when I get home for lunch. And I give him his walk. And sometimes he wants to go for a big walk. Here's the problem. He's really old. And it's not like when he was younger where there would be a lot of movement. Essentially, it's a lot of going outside and standing with the dog. Depends. It's funny is that my mid-morning walk, and I have to get back to the office. I can only be gone for an hour. I could be gone a little longer than that. They wouldn't have a freak, but because they know I work. Um, yeah, let me just tell you something. This guy, he goes that mid-morning walk when I'm working. Sometimes I get home, and that's when he decides he wants to drag me around. And I can't do it. It's once he gets done with his business, the beauty about a dog that weighs 6 pounds, you can pick him up. My next dog is going to be a little more substantial. A little more substantial. Yeah, tannins are pretty good for your bettas. That's important. Guppies, not that much. Even though I do have in my large tanks, I have driftwood, but I have plecos or shrimp in the tanks, so that's what's going on there. So this morning it's like 45 outside, so I actually had to turn on the heat in the house. Not that warm. I only turned it on to 67. But it's going to be like in the mid 70s today. So there you go. All right, gang. I better get going. Thank you guys so much. Great speaking with you and seeing you. You guys have a great Sunday. Get your junk done like I have to get my junk done. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Our live stream is tomorrow night at 7 Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And look forward to seeing you there.